And the next question, DanielApologetics. God bless you, Daniel. Thanks for tuning in. Question: Zayd ibn Thabit was put to get the Quran sent to 5 Muslim-controlled cities till this day. So, what's the most common excuse Jay gets from Muslims when asked, "So, where's your 7th century Quran?"
They usually change the subject. And DanielApologetics, I know him, and we're good. We're not good friends, but we are friends. Listen, Daniel, you know the answer. Yes, this is tongue in cheek. You're asking this question. How would you put yourself in a Muslim's shoes when this question is asked? If this guy, Zayd ibn Thabit, and remember, what is Zayd ibn Thabit? He is the secretary of Muhammad. That means he could read and write. So when Muslims say there was no writing at that time, then what do you think Zayd ibn Thabit was doing? He was a secretary. They write. So obviously the Quran was written down. It was written down first by him under Abu Bakr in 632 to 634, that 2-year period. Now, that was given to Abu Bakr. He gave it to the daughter of who comes after Abu Bakr? Abu Bakr, forget the second caliph. He gives it to the second caliph's daughter, who used to be the wife of Muhammad. Her name was Hafsa, and she stuck it under her bed. What in the world? If this is the only revelation you have for the whole history of mankind, and you stick it under your bed, what's the purpose of that? 20 years later, during the time of Uthman, then you have, of course, many different Qurans that were existing way up in the north when they had the battle at Azerbaijan. And so that's why they had to take that Quran that was there under the bed of Hafsa and rewrite it again and make then 5 copies. And this is what Daniel's talking about. These 5 copies, one was left in Mecca, one was sent to Medina, one was sent to Basra, one was sent to what is today Baghdad, and one was sent up to Damascus. So 2 in Iraq, 1 in Syria, and 2 in what is today Saudi Arabia, or Arabia back then. So there's 5 copies. And why were they sent there? So that then no longer would the Quran ever be corrupted. So they were there as models to be the category for every other Quran that came after. So the simple question that Daniel's asking is, okay, 5 copies, 5 cities. Those 5 cities, look on the map, have they ever been destroyed? Have there been a flood? Has there been a fire? Has there ever been any conquering of those 5 cities? No, they've been in Muslim control for 1,400 years. So there's no excuse for them not to have those 5 copies. I'm just asking for one of them. Even one. Why has not even one survived? Remember, they're written on parchment, on vellum, not on papyrus like our earliest manuscripts are written on. It wasn't until Constantine finally commissioned the Sinaiticus and the Alexandrinus and the Vaticanus to be commissioned on animal skin parchment. That's the reason why we have them today, the entire manuscript. And that's from 200 to 300 years earlier, because that's from the 4th and 5th century. So Muslims, where is this just one copy? So when you ask them this, they usually change the subject. How would you answer that? See, I don't know how I've never seen a Muslim that can answer. They say, well, we just don't take good care of our manuscripts. That's not an excuse. You can't say that you haven't even one of those 5 manuscripts. Not even one. And the 6 manuscripts you do have, which is the Topkapi manuscript, which is there in Topkapi Museum in Istanbul, that is from the mid-8th century. It's the best manuscript you've got. It's about 99% of the Quran, but it is from the mid-8th to late 8th century. That's 100 years later. The other next one, you have the Samarkand, which is in Uzbekistan, in Tashkent. That one only has 43, goes up to Surah 43. Over half the Quran is missing. And even in those 43 surahs, only one of those surahs is complete. 16 don't even exist in those 43. So you can see, and it's full of grammatical mistakes. Then you have the Husseini manuscript, which is in Cairo. That one is from the 9th century. It is not complete, and it has hundreds and hundreds of manuscript variants. That means variants between the Quran that we have today and that which is in that. And then you've got the one that's right here in London, right there in London, called the 1265 and the 1295 Quran, which is the Ma'il Quran there in the British Library. That only goes up to chapter 43. It's half of the Quran is missing, and it has hundreds of manuscript variants. And then you've got the Petropolitanus manuscript, which is sitting there in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris in France. That is only 23% of the Quran. It is from the mid to late 8th century, and it has 93 manuscript variants. I forgot to tell you that the top copy has 2,190 variants between that book and the Quran we have today. So not one of these Qurans, Now, I forgot the last one, the Sana'a manuscript, the most exciting one, which is from Yemen. That one is the oldest. That is dated to 705. That's the earliest, early 8th century, but even it has thousands of manuscript variants. Not one of these Qurans is complete. Not one of these Qurans supports the other. Not one of these Qurans is exactly like the Quran we have today. There go the balloons again. Proving that even the Qurans you do have are not from the 7th century. They are not any one of these 5 that you're talking about, and they are not the same. They're not even the Qurans that we're looking for. So when is your first Quran, Muslims? Daniel, great question. But you can say this is why Muslims need to answer these questions. They cannot come up with Qurans. If they cannot come up with Qurans, then for heaven's sakes, please stop making the claims that the Qurans go back to Uthman. They don't come back to Uthman.
Excellent.
We are doing our homework. You need to do your homework.
I think this is very Islamophobic.
Have you ever wondered, why doesn't God, as the maximally perfect and all-loving being, just give everyone, all humans, throughout history, undeniable proof of his existence, including those who claim to be non-resistant non-believers, or something similar? Well, then you should definitely check out my free ebook and audiobook. You don't have to register or sign up for anything, just listen directly to the audiobook on YouTube, or download the PDF, or read the animated ebook on DanielApologetics.com. Again, the book is 100% free, and you can share it with anyone. If you want to support my work, I ask for prayers, that you boost the algorithms by subscribing, liking, and commenting on the videos. And if, big if, this ministry is a blessing to you, plus that you are interested and able, there are financial ways you can help this channel with all from $2 and up monthly, or one-time donations. Any amount is helpful because it all adds up. Links for all this is in the description box. Hope the free book is helpful. God bless.